Previously on Game Gengo.
作戦の準備で物入りだったから別の依頼になるのか。病気でずっとこんな感じなんだって。
Hello there and welcome to Game Gengo, the video series where we learn Japanese through video games. In this episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake episode 21, we're going to be going through a scene with Cloud and the Landlady, as well as an additional scene with Cloud and Tifa. So in this episode we're going to be learning over 40 new words and cover a few interesting grammar points along the way. So let's get into the video.
Oh おや、あんたがクラウドだね。あたしは大家のマーレ。で、一昨日来たんだって。それまでは上かい？
いろいろだ。
わけありか。あ、ここに流れ着くのはみんなそうさね。困ったことがあったら何でも相談しな。ティファのこともね。
ティファがどうしたんだ？
泣かしたら承知しないってことさ。あの子は私の孫同然だ。
覚えておこ
う。ほら、さっさとセブンスヘブンにお行き。ティファはとっくの昔に出かけたよ。
異常なし。高いのスパイ中。もう一回様子を見てくる。
星の命のこと分かってないやつが。
おはよう。
ああ。
マリンが眠ってるの。静かにね。じゃあ早速働く？JS フィルターの交換に行きたいんだ。ジェシーが作った汎用毒性物質除去フィルター。水の嫌な匂いが取れるって評判で、この店よりずっとお金になるんだよね。この辺りのほとんどのうちが使ってるから、新しいのを持って行って代金と古いフィルターを回収してくる簡単なお仕事。聞いてる？
ああ、勘弁してくれ。揉め事がないなら俺の出番はない。
踏み倒す気満々の人もいるんだね。お守り代わり。
さっさと片付けるか。
ありがとう。ついでにスラムを案内するね。
おや、あんたがクラウドだね。
So starting off the video, we get introduced to the landlady of Cloud's new apartment building. So here, as Cloud goes down the stairs, she calls out to him and she says, Oya, anta ga Cloud da ne. So Oya means oh, anta is slang for you, anata, anta ga Cloud da ne. You're Cloud, right?
あたしは大家のマーレ。で、一昨日来たんだって。
I'm the landlady, Mao. So, you came the day before yesterday, was it? So, atashi wa, atashi is a female way of saying watashi. And so here you can actually see that it uses the same kanji as watashi. It just means I. So, atashi wa, as for me, oya, the landlady, no mare. So, mare is her name in Japanese, and she's the oya, the landlady. And then we have de. This de, as it's separated from all the other words, means so. So if you just have de by itself like this, it means so. So you're kind of continuing on from something. So I am Mao, so ototoi. So ototoi means the day before yesterday. So ototoi kitan datte. Kitan means kuru, to come, and then kita, the past form, and then this n is it is that, and then datte, if you remember, means you're quoting something. So you're saying, oh, was it? Like nandatte, what was it? And here, kitan datte means was it that you came the other day, ototoi. So atashi wa oya no mare de ototoi kitan datte. Or in the game translation, they say, I'm Mao, your landlady, so how'd you like the place? So there's only really one difference here between the English and Japanese, and it's that in the Japanese she specifically says that you came the day before yesterday. Now some people who are into really getting into the numbers in the story in this game, knowing that Cloud arrived the day before yesterday might actually be important information, but they decided to get rid of that in the English version.
それまでは上かい
Up until then, you were up top. So それまでは So それ that まで up until or before は as for. So as for up until that, referring to the day before yesterday. So それまで until then or up until then, up until that time は as for 上kai. So 上 means the top, right? Up top. And then this kai is a way of asking a yes or no question. So this is only used for kind of yes or no questions. Instead you'd say desu ka if it was an open question. But here it's kai. She's wanting to find out either a yes or no answer.
いろいろだ
Hirohiro da. Various places or, here and there. So he doesn't give a straight out answer of what he's been doing before this. He just says, all kinds of stuff. Iroiro da. So iroiro literally means various or all sorts of things. And so in the game translation they said I've been around, which is, a normal way of saying, lots of different kind of things. I've been around the place.
わけありかあここに流れ着くのはみんなそうさね
You got your reasons, huh? Well, those who get drifted down here all have their reasons. So, wake ari? Wake, if you may remember, we've seen already in lots of different ways, and it means when you're showing some reasoning or conclusion or logic to something. Wake aru means that you have that logic or reasoning. So she's saying that you have your reason. Wake ari. Ka means question. So I guess you have your reasons. Guess you got your reasons, huh? And then we have koko ni, so to here, nagare tsuku. So nagare means to go down, to flow down, and then tsuku means to arrive. So to kind of, go down a stream and arrive at this point. And so that is where you can see the drift to or to wash ashore. So really she's just saying that people who come, drifting down from up top, they kind of have their reasons. Wake ga ari. So here, koko ni nagare tsuku no wa is showing those that. No is the possessive particle and wa means as for. So those people that drift down here, koko ni, minna so sa ne. So minna, everyone, and then so means to be that way. So to have their own reasons. And then sa is just a way of showing that you're kind of being assertive with something. Like ano sa, you're really kind of grabbing the attention. So sa means she's teaching him that that's the way. And then ne is also now making that softer. So so sa ne. Now in the English version she says, I'll bet no matter, all kinds come through with all kinds of reasons. So this is quite similar, right? Everyone's got their own reason, they all come here with their own reasons, and she bets that he's been going on, all kinds of places.
困ったことがあったら何でも相談しなティファのこともね
If you ever have any troubles, come talk to me about anything, even about Tifa. So komatta koto means something that you have a problem with, right? Komatta, komaru means to be troubled. Komatta, so you put it in the past, and then with koto means something that is a trouble, right? For example, if you said like tabeta koto, the thing that you ate, komatta koto, the thing that you have a trouble with. Ga attara, so again we see here, attara here is the hypothetical form of aru. This is saying if it's the case or when it's the case. So if it's the case or when it's the case that you have any trouble, komatta koto ga attara, nandemo, anything at all, sodan shina. So sodan here means to kind of ask someone for advice. Now this is a really common word when you're asking to kind of, have a kind of meeting with someone, ask for advice, kind of have a chit chat about something, get kind of consultation. But that word sounds very like kind of professional. It doesn't have to be professional. It could be like at university, if you go and have a sodan with your advisor about what to do in your career path, that could be a sodan. But you could also have a kind of, consultation sodan with just your friends, right? You're wanting to talk to someone and get some kind of advice, right? And then sodan shi is just a kind of short version of saying sodan shite. Please, consult me. And then she says, Tifa no koto mo ne. So Tifa no koto, the thing about Tifa, mo, also, and then ne, So, also anything about Tifa. And then in the English version, she says, if you ever need an ear to bend, I'll lend you mine. And so here she's using an English expression, to bend your ear, to give your ear to someone, to hear someone's problems. So if you ever need someone to hear your problems, to bend an ear, I'll lend you mine. You can have my ear. I'll listen to you. And so this is a pretty good translation because it gives her a little bit of character rather than just say, if you need to consult with me or if you need to talk with me about something. That's kind of boring. Here, lending an ear, it makes it a little bit more interesting.
ティファがどうしたんだ?
What about Tifa? Tifa ga doshitanda? Doshita means what way or what happened, right? Like what's the problem? Doshita. And then nda is saying like, what is it that? What about Tifa, right? What about Tifa? Tifa ga doshitanda? And so in the English version, he says, what's she to you?
泣かしたら承知しないってことさ。あの子は私の孫同然だ。
It means I won't forgive you if you make her cry. That girl, she's the same as a grandchild to me. So nakasu means to make someone cry. Nakashitara, if you make her cry, shochi shinai. I will not forgive. So shochi could mean knowledge or consent or admit something, but here it's this third meaning saying forgive, right? I will not forgive if you make her cry. Nakasu, so nakashitara. Nakashitara shochi shinai te koto sa. So this te koto sa is just saying, it's about the thing that I will not forgive you if you make her cry. Anoko wa, as for that girl or that child, anoko, that child or that girl, atashi no mago douzen da. Atashi, again, she's referring to herself in the feminine way. No mago here means grandchild, and then douzen, the word following mago, means the same as. So mago douzen means the same as a mago, the same as a grandchild. And so you can use this douzen with lots of different words straight after to show the same as something. Mago douzen, the same as a grandchild. And so in the English version, she says, the granddaughter I never had, and if you hurt her, I'll take it out of your hide, you hear me? So this is showing that, she's a strong personality, she will fight to defend Tifa even against her, childhood friends, so, she's very protective of Tifa, so this is interesting.
覚えておこう。
覚えておこう. I'll keep that in mind. So we've already learned all of this language here. Oboeru means to memorize or to learn something. And then te oku means to do something in advance, right? To kind of prepare for the future. So oboete oko means that I'll keep it in mind, right? In preparation for, the future or whatever. So it's a common expression, this te oko, to do something in advance. Or in the English version, loud and clear.
ほら、さっさとセブンスヘブンにお行き。ティファはとっくの昔に出かけたよ。
Come on, hurry on to 7th heaven. Tifa already left ages ago. So hora means kind of, hey, look, you, hora, getting the attention. Hora, sassato means very quickly, right? Immediately. Sassato, 7th heaven ni, or iki. So here we have 2 7th heaven, 7th heaven ni, and then o iki is kind of a formal, old feeling way of saying to go. So this o iki or o yuki means to go. This is not really used too often. This is kind of old person speech, but it's here right now. She's using it. She's an old lady, so it makes sense. So o iki means, please go. And then we have Tifa wa, as for Tifa, toku no mukashi ni dekaketa yo. Toku no means kind of a long way away. Mukashi means a long time ago. So a long, long time ago. Toku no mukashi. So she's really emphasizing mukashi, meaning a long time ago, because that word by itself already means a long time ago, but toku no mukashi means even longer. So she's saying it's been forever since Tifa already left. Dekaketa. So dekakeru means to go, to leave, right? When you leave your house, that would be dekakeru. When you leave on a journey or go somewhere, that is dekakeru. And so dekaketa, she has left. Toku no mukashi, a long time ago.
Ohayo.
ああ、
マリンが眠ってるの。静かにね。
Marlene's sleeping. Let's be quiet. So, Marlene ga nemutteru no. So, Marlene ga nemutteru, sleeping. Shizukani means to be quiet, and then ne is hey. So, we've already learned all of this language. It's all just revision. Marlene sleeping. Let's be quiet. Marlene ga nemutteru no. Shizukani ne. Or in the English version, just so you know, Marlene's still asleep.
じゃあ早速働く？
So, without any delay, let's work. So, ja, well, sasoku means straight away, immediately. Sasoku, so this is just like sasato, meaning immediately doing something. And then hataraku means work. So she's saying immediately work. Let's get down to business. Let's get to the job straight away. And so that's exactly what they say in the English version. Let's get down to business.
JS フィルターの交換に行きたいんだ。
I want to go exchange the JS filter. So JS filter is just the name of the filter. No kokan means the exchange of that filter. Ni ikitai means she wants to go and do. So she wants to go and exchange the filter. JS filter no kokan ni ikitaiんだ. And then we have nda saying it is that. So she's explaining that this is what she wants to do.
ジェシーが作った汎用毒性物質除去フィルター。
The all-purpose toxic removal filters that Jessie made. So Jessie ga tsukutta means that Jessie made them. And so maybe that's why they're called JS filters, is because Jessie made them. JS Jessie. Maybe, that's just a guess, but that might be the name that she put on them because she made them herself. So here we have some interesting language. We have hanyo, that means general purpose or all purpose. Hanyo dokusei bushitsu. So dokusei bushitsu means a toxic substance. Doku means poison, dokusei means kind of poisonous, and then bushitsu means, a thing, a substance. So a toxic substance. Jokyo, so jokyo means removal, and then we have filter, so it's a jokyo filter, means it's a removal filter, right? A filter that removes toxic substances. So this is interesting. In the last sentence, Tifa explained to Cloud that she wants to trade these filters, right? However, in the English version, she just says these filters won't replace themselves, right? Almost like he knows what she's talking about. He doesn't. And then here she says, although the next batch probably could if Jessie put her mind to it. So saying that, if Jessie created it herself, she could probably make auto-replacing filters. This is weird because she doesn't actually say that Jessie made these filters. That's not clear in the English version. However, that is what happened. She made these filters herself. And that's why she's referring to it here in the English version. Why she's suddenly bringing up Jessie.
水の嫌な匂いが取れるって評判で、この店よりずっとお金になるんだよね。
And poor Cloud is like, oh god, I don't want to hear about the filters. It's okay, man, I feel the same. I'm not interested. But he's just like, oh, come on. So she says, it's got a reputation for taking away bad smelling water. It makes much more money than this shop right here. 水の嫌な匂いが取れるって評判で、この店よりずっとお金になるんだよね。So, mizu here means water, like the water that you drink. Mizu. Mizu no iyana nioi. Iyana means just you don't like it. Iyada, not good. Iyana means it's turning into an adjective. And then iyana nioi. Nioi is the smell, right? Or the odor. So iyana nioi means a smell or odor that's bad. Ga toreru. So here, toreru means to take off, to come off, to be removed. So it removes bad smells. Iyana nioi. Te hyoban. So this te is used to define the hyoban, the reputation. So it has a reputation, hyoban, that, what the te is saying, mizu no iya na nioi ga toreru. It can take the bad smells out of water. De, with the reputation of being able to take the bad smells out of the water, mizu no iya na nioi ga toreru te hyoban de, kono mise yori, more than this shop, zutto okane ni naruんだよね. So zutto means so much more, far and away. Okane, money. Ni naru, it becomes more money. Ndayone. So it is that it makes a lot more money than this shop. Kono mise. Now in the English version here she says most every home in the area has one. Folks love them because they practically eliminate the rotten egg smell. So rotten egg is just pulled out of a hat. That's not what she's saying. She's just saying a bad smell. But, it makes it more interesting. She's really defining that smell. The first line here, most every home in the area, that's actually the next line that we're about to look at in Japanese. But just because of the word order and the way sentences are arranged, it's coming here first.
この辺りのほとんどのうちが使ってるから。
And so here we can see, because in this area, almost every house is using them. この辺りのほとんどのうちが使ってるから。この辺り, this area, so kind of like this neighborhood. So ほとんどのうち means almost all of the homes. ほとんどのうち. が使ってるから、使う means to use, and then から is she's explaining something that cause. So cause in this area almost everyone has it or everyone's using it. And then in the English version we have a sentence that carries over from the last sentence saying that honestly, they make us more money than this shop.
新しいのを持って行って代金と古いフィルターを回収してくる簡単なお仕事。
A simple job where you just bring the new one and collect the payment and the old filter. 新しいのを持っていて代金と古いフィルターを回収して簡単なお仕事だ。新しいのを So new is 新しいの means the new one. 新しいの the new one. を means you're doing something to the new one. 持っていて that means to bring, right? 持つ means to hold. 行く means to go. 持っていて means to bring, right? So bring the new one. 代金と古いフィルター。代金 means the payment, the money, and then と with and 古い filter, the old filter. So this 古い means old or kind of out of date. The old filter を回収して、回収 here means collect. Okay, so you're kind of collecting the old filter. 簡単なお仕事だ。簡単, simple, and then お仕事 means the work. So it's a really simple job. All you have to do is just take the old filter and the money and replace it with the new filter.
聞いてる？
聞いてる? Are you listening? Or in the English version, what?
ああ、勘弁してくれ。
勘弁してくれ. Give me a break. So, yeah, I get it, Cloud. Me too. Give me a break. I don't want to hear all this stuff about filters. Oh my god. Yes, exactly. So, 勘弁してくれ. 勘弁する means to kind of, give pardon or, give forgiveness. てくれ means do for me. So, just forgive me. Just, I don't care. However, it's really commonly used. This 勘弁して means kind of, like, come on, go easy on me, give me a break, that kind of thing. And it's often used when someone's just making a complaint about the other person's action. Just like, come on, give me a break. That's right? So that's kind of what he's saying with the 勘弁してくれ.
揉め事がないなら俺の出番はない。
If there aren't any fights, there's no place for me there. So momegoto means kind of a trouble, dispute, a fight. So we saw, I think, 2 episodes ago, or was it last episode, we had momeru to kind of get into a fight, if you remember. And then momegoto here means an actual thing of fighting. Momeru, momegoto, a quarrel, a dispute. Momegoto ga nai nara. So we're seeing so much of this hypothetical language in this episode. We've seen tada, and now we're seeing nara. And so if it's the case that there are no disputes or fights, momegoto ga nai nara, ore no deban. So yay, we finally see a word from the first episode again. Deban, that means it's your time to shine, your turn on stage. And so ore no deban wa nai means that there is no, stage for me. There's no reason for me to be there. There's no point for me to be there, right? So if you remember from the very first episode, Barrett said to Cloud, omae no deban da, it's your turn, you're up, go do your thing as a mercenary. He's saying that, if there's no fighting, there is no deban, right? There's no point me being here. Which is exactly what he says in the English version. Look, I'm not a salesman, I'm a soldier.
踏み倒す気満々の人もいるんだ。
There are also people who are full of feelings of avoiding paying their debt. So that's a literal sentence just to help you with learning. So here we have this fumitaosu. So this can mean to trample on someone, but it can also mean this second meaning right here, to avoid paying a debt. So fumitaosu ki means the feelings of avoiding paying their debt. This ki means your feelings. And then we have man. So this man just means full of something, right? Brimming with something. Man no hito. So people who are full with the feeling of not wanting to pay their debt. Fumitaosuki man no hito mo irunda. They also exist. So mo also, and then iru to exist, and then nda again. Tifa is explaining something to Cloud. It is that also people exist. And so she's really straight and to the point here in the English version. She says, that's why no one will refuse to pay. Because you're a soldier, right? You're a scary guy. But in the Japanese version, she's still trying to just convince Cloud, like, look, there are some people who don't want to pay their debts. You could punch them in the face.
ね、お守り代わり。
So, as a substitute for a lucky charm, ne omamori gawari. So here we have omamori. So mamoru means to protect, but Omamori is actually a noun meaning one of those little charms, right? Those amulets for good luck and stuff. You'll see them if you ever go on a train, you'll see one, just like on the beginning of every carriage, there's an omamori to make sure that, the train doesn't, blow up and everyone die. It's kind of a Japanese tradition, and it's a very, very long tradition. People used to give each other omamori to kind of, say, be well, take care. And if you ever go to a temple, you'll see these omamoris, to kind of, you can wish for good luck of all kinds of things, good grades at school, good success in relationships or business or childbirth. And so she's saying instead of one of those, right? Omamori gawari. So this gawari means in substitute for. Usually it's read as kawari, but here because it's attached to this word, it's a suffix to another word, it's gawari, substitute for.
さっさと片付けるか。
And so Cloud is weak to Tifa's questioning and please, please. As you can see her, she's looking very sweet at the bar. Cloud can't refuse. And so he just says, all right, I guess I'll just get it over with quickly, right? So sassato, quickly. So we see this word again. So we've seen it a lot now. We've seen sassato and we've seen sassoku. So sassato, very quickly, immediately. And then this katatsukeru. So this means to tidy something up, to put something away, right? If you have a dirty room and you put those things away, that would be katatsukeru. However, if you look down a little bit more, it can also mean to settle a problem, to finish off a dispute. It can even mean crazy things like to marry off a daughter, right? To get rid of that problem, kind of an old language there. And so settling a dispute, right? Just kind of clearing up a dispute, cleaning up a dispute. And so that's what he's saying. Tifa has a problem, she's asking Cloud for help, and so he says, I guess I'll just get it over with, katatsukeru, very quickly. Sassato.
ありがとう。ついでにスラムを案内するね。
And finally, the last sentence we're looking at today is, thanks. While we're at it, I'll give you a guide of the slums. ありがとう。ついでにスラムを案内するね。So, arigato, thank you or thanks, and now tsuide ni, this means on the way. So you can see the definitions here. You could be taking the opportunity or while you're at it or on the occasion. So it means that while you're doing one thing, you do something else. Right, so tsuide ni, on the way. So on the way of replacing the filters and getting the money, suramu o annai suru. I will also show you around the slums. So slums are suramu or annai suru means to guide around, and the English version is again exactly the same as the Japanese version. So there hasn't really been too many differences here in this episode, except for a few things like how, Mal says quite specifically that Cloud arrived the day before yesterday. Some fan theorists would find that information quite useful, but for the most part, it's been the same translation for this episode. Okay, so onto the review for this lesson. So first up, we have atashi, the feminine way of saying watashi. Atashi. Oya, the landlady. Oya. Ototoi, the day before yesterday. Ototoi. Sore made, until that point or until that time, until then. Sore made. Kai, a yes or no question. Kai. Wake ari. So this means to have a special circumstance or to have a reason. Wake ari. Nagare tsuku. So to drift to wash ashore. Nagare tsuku. Komatta koto. So something that you have trouble with. Komatta koto. Sodan. So remember that consultation, getting advice. Sodan suru. Doushita. So what happened or what about it? Doushita. Nakasu. So to make someone naku. To make someone cry. Nakasu. Shochi. So it can mean consent or accepting, but here it's saying forgiving. Shochi. Ano ko. That girl or that kid. Ano ko. Mago. The grandchild. Mago. Dozen. So remember, you put it just after a noun and it means the same as that. Dozen. Mago dozen, the same as a grandchild. O iki. So this is an old, not really used way of saying to go, right? O iki or o yuki. Tokku no mukashi. So a very long time ago. Tokku no mukashi. Dekakeru. So to leave, to go out, to go on a journey, or to leave your house. Dekakeru. Sassoku. So immediately, at once. Sassoku. Filter. So the filter. It could be a filter for a camera, could be a filter for a water filter. Filter. Kokan. So this means to exchange something. Kokan suru. Hanyo. So this is generic, general use. Hanyo. Dokusei bushitsu. So poisonous or toxic substance. 毒性物質。除去 so the removal of something, the extraction of something, 除去する。水 so water, 水。匂い so the kind of smell, the scent, 匂い。取れる so to kind of remove something, to come off, 取れる。評判 so a fame, a reputation, 評判。ほとんど so mostly, nearly, almost all, that kind of image. ほとんど。代金 so the charge or the payment. 代金。古い so just old or ancient. Now you don't use this with people, it's just for objects. 古い。回収 so this is a collection of something, so to collect the filter, 回収する。勘弁 so kind of, pardon, forgiveness, but here it's more give me a break. 勘弁してくれ。揉め事 so here is a kind of quarrel or a fight. 揉める to fight, こと the thing, 揉め事 the thing of fighting, a fight. 踏み倒す so this could be to kind of trample something, but here it's actually meaning to avoid paying. 踏み倒す。Key so this could be a disposition or a feeling. Key. Man, so just full of something or brimming with something. Man. Hito so a person. Hito. Omamori. So the thing in Japanese tradition that you get or you give to, protect from things, whether it be from evil spirits or have good childs or have good grades or whatever. Omamori. Gawari. So substitute for. This is a suffix. Usually it's kawari, but here because it's a suffix, it's gawari. Katatsukeru. So to just kind of clean up something, put away something, or just to get something over and done with. Katatsukeru. And tsuide ni. This means on the way or taking the opportunity to. While you do something else. Tsuide ni. Great, so hopefully you remember some of these words from this lesson. Let's get into the quiz stage and see how well you can remember them.
私は大家のマーレで一昨日来たんだって。それまでは上かい。わけありか。ここに流れ着くのはみんなそうさ。困ったことがあったら何でも相談しな。ティファのこともね。泣かしたら承知しないってことさ。あの子は私の孫動物なんだよ。ほら、さっさとセブンスヘブンにお行き。ティファはとっくの昔に出かけたよ。
JS フィルターの交換に行きたいんだ。ね、お守り代わり。
さっさと片付けるか。
ありがとう。ついでにスラムを案内するね。
Yay! Congratulations! You have now finished episode 21 of Game Gango. Hello, Pablo. Hello, Polo. Oh, hello, Sleepy. Oh, Polo is sleeping on the couch. Oh, he's a good boy. He's getting so much big. Oh my god. Even last episode, you look bigger than last time. So you have now learned 930 new words. Congratulations. So hopefully you've enjoyed the series so far, learning Japanese with Final Fantasy VII. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 words, so that should be exciting. So just recently we had a comment on YouTube about someone who said that they have made an Anki deck for the entire game of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and apparently there's about 8,800 total new words that you'll get. So whether or not that's all of it, it certainly shows that by the end of this series, you'll be somewhere close to that number of words that you will have learnt. Considering that you need about 10,000 or so words to pass N1, this series could get you pretty close to N1 level just by going through. So that's something to look forward to. Hopefully we can make it through the whole way. I need to go take this guy for a walk, so thank you very much for watching, and as always, a huge thank you to all of the supporters on Patreon for supporting the show, the series, and the growth of the channel, so thank you so much. Thank you all for watching, good luck with your Japanese studies, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye! Oh, yeah, let's go for a walk! Yeah, bye bye!